All right, folks, it is 12 o'clock and we have an appointment to have a class today talking about social media paid ad campaigns in Command, as well as the age of video. So while we have a couple participants come in and we start to have people roll in through Facebook and here on Zoom, what I would love to see from you in the comments is to tell me, what is it that you're hoping to get out of this class together? We've got an hour here together, and I want to make sure that I can cover as much, if not all, of what your concerns are around this. What is it that you're hoping to gain, how you plan to put this right into your business? So go ahead, if you are in Zoom, put that in the chat box for me. If you are watching via Facebook Live, please put it in the comments. And if you're watching at a later date, and this is on YouTube or on our resource library, then please feel free to reach out to me if you have any follow-up questions. We're going to give people a couple minutes to get situated, and then we're going to go right in. So please go ahead and put that in the chat box for me. While you're doing that, I'm going to be pulling up a few things that are going to help me through this process. Make sure that when you are putting any comments in the comment section in the chat box, that you make it so that all panelists and attendees can see. That way everyone can see what it is that you're asking, and I will do my best to reword the question as well. So again, the question is, why are you here? What is it that you hope to gain out of this class that we have together? Silvio says that he wants to have a bigger presence on social media and staying front of mind on a digital level. Absolutely, we can definitely do a deep dive into that topic. What else? What else you got? See, John said command proficiency, making the most out of Facebook. So it kind of sounds like, you know, proficiency, getting better with command, making sure that you can go through step by step and do the activities that you need to do. Les said how to maximize social media for the best cost. I'm assuming either the best cost or the least cost. Either way, we'll say that that's synonymous during our time here. Knowing for Kathy, she has Lindsay and she does a great job. She just needs to know how to use it as well. And we can definitely cover into that. So the topic here, right, when it was originally posed was from the perspective of how do you create and convert social media ads on campaigns in Command. And we're absolutely going to have that conversation, but we have to take a step back and talk about marketing as a whole for a moment. We've got to talk about some of the things that really help people as they process through this information. So first and foremost is the question of what is marketing, right? What is it that we're doing to get in front of people, and how is it that we're effectively putting that message out there? So go ahead in the chat box, tell me, what is your definition of marketing and why social media? Yeah, so someone said that marketing is advertising yourself. Absolutely, it can be where someone is using an opportunity. It usually is in terms of the real estate industry. It is money intensive, not necessarily time intensive or sweat equity, right? So there's check equity and we have sweat equity. In a real estate perspective, sweat equity would be synonymous with prospecting. Check equity would be synonymous with marketing, right? And Silvio said that it's about also building a reputation. Absolutely, we are doing a certain level of building reputation. That can be one element of marketing. We could be looking to attract clients as well, right? That's another thing that we can do from a marketing perspective. Well, marketing for us is usually detailed into what we refer to as the 2 M's. So understanding the 2 M's is going to be very important, because you could spend as much or as little money as you want, but if you're not effectively hitting and executing on the 2 M's, it's going to be pointless. So the 2 M's are our message and our method, right? So first and foremost, we have to have a message that's going to be important and that's going to be of value. If we're not giving them anything that is of interest, they're not going to want to seek more information. There's also an aspect of this, which is, if you've been in any of my classes over the course of the last 3 years, you've heard me talk about a currency exchange. And so there was always this sense for a very long time that in order for me to get something, I have to give you something, whether that's in the exchange of 80 chickens for 1 goat, or it was the idea of giving you dollars for a product. We now live in an age where I can tap my phone on a device, and not only do I keep my phone, I don't even have to touch my card, and I get the product. Well, that might work in retail as ways of eliminating barriers so that someone could buy your product. But from a real estate perspective and what we're doing on social media, it can be highly ineffective if you give all of your goods away on the front end. And what I mean by this is that many of you will post an entire listing video. You'll post an entire open house video. You will go live on Facebook where they have no reason to actually give you anything in exchange for the information that you're giving them, which is fine. That goes back to Sylvia's point. If I'm just putting out content and not expecting a return on investment, or not expecting someone to actually click, right? We would refer to this as pay-per-click. Then absolutely, it could be about building reputation. It could be about brand awareness, right? Just putting out a commercial so that people know what you do and how you do it. That can be effective. If your intention is to create a social media campaign so that you can be generating leads, well, that's where we actually need that currency exchange. So going back to our message and our method, we have to be very clear about what our message is. And it's not the message that you want to tell, it's the message that you want someone to receive. So we really need to be intentional about what that looks like. I am a huge proponent of doing focus groups. I believe in them wholeheartedly. It's something that we incorporate into our business. It's actually something that we're starting to do actually this week. I was in conversations with Torin, my buyer specialist and team member, whose birthday is this Saturday. So shout out to Torin. And we were talking about building out a survey and actually having a conversation with our people, going, what is the type of real estate information that you're looking for? How do you want to receive that content? And we have some additional follow-up questions. So it's always important to me that instead of crafting a message based on what I want to tell them, that I'm actually asking people who are the consumers, what is it that they want to digest? And now think of that for a moment. I'm going to break script, if you will, from the presentation and say, how different would your interactions be with the people in your world if they felt so important to be included in on either a focus group, or to answer a survey, or to give you feedback and give their opinion? How different does that feel than saying, who do you know that wants to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Go ahead and put that in the chat box. I would really love to hear your feedback, because that's where we're moving. In Keller Williams, many of you have heard this before, we need to move from E to P. We need to move from entrepreneurial to purposeful. And so entrepreneurial is the idea of, I'm going to do a social media post once a day. Being purposeful is to be telling a story. It's to have a narrative. It's to make sure that, to Silvio's point, that we're building a consistent brand and brand reputation through the work that we're doing. And so it's from that perspective that I want to be intentional, that not only am I just putting a message out there, but it's one that they want to receive. And so while you're putting in the chat box what that means to you, how that would be different for your people to have their opinion heard, I'm now going to talk a little bit about the method. So the method at which you deliver that message is going to be very important. Is it an email? Is it in a door hanger? Is it on social media? Is it on social media as a quick video that they have to click on a button to learn more? Is it something that they have to Take a quiz. Is it something that what is it that your intention is to deliver that message to them? What's the method that you intend to do? Maybe it's via snail mail. Maybe it's through text message or Facebook Messenger. And so being really intentional around what it means to you and how it can be effective and how it's meaningful to the people in your world is going to be very important. So making sure that we understand first from a marketing perspective that we absolutely have to do the 2M approach, right? Our method and our message. We have to be very clear about what the message is that we want to tell. And then our method has to be the way that we can communicate so it gets in front of the person that I want to get it in front of. Now, another example of this, and I don't see DJ on here, but I know that I pretty much am carte blanche when it comes to answering or using him and Damien as an example, is many of you know DJ Susie, one of our rockstar agents out of the downtown St. Pete office. And DJ is energetic and he is completely involved in his local neighborhood organization and is one who has been farming the historic Kenwood area at an extremely high level. Well, as he and I were building and formulating his plan around how to communicate his message, right, what that method would look like, as I asked him, well, how do I get in front of someone like you? And with some of the things that happen in the neighborhood, there's porch parties, there's a newsletter, there are lots of neighbors, there's a neighborhood association, there's a lot of small businesses that are there. And I said, okay, so how many people go to the porch party? You know, it's probably the same 80 people at its core, and it can get all the way up to 200-300 people, okay? So we consistently have the same outgoing love community events type individual. That is one method to get in front of them. When he talks about the newsletter, he reads the newsletter and he loves to drop off the newsletter. So we can have a really great conversation around how he can be incorporating the newsletter as well as his involvement with the neighborhood association. So I know how to communicate to DJ. I got to get in front of him. He's going to be at social events. He's going to be online. He's going to be doing a lot of those activities. Now, if I ask him about his husband, Damien, and I say, how would I want to get in front of Damien? Damien is a phenomenal consultant who does a lot of work with the hospitality industry. And so because of that, prior to COVID, was traveling a lot. And so when he's home, he's home. He's a homebody. He likes to enjoy his space. He loves his backyard and his pool. The way to communicate with him is it either is going to be on his phone, it's going to be on television, or it's going to be something that he reads. So my way of communicating that message, the message might be the same, yet my method of getting in front of someone like DJ or getting in front of someone like Damien is going to be completely different. And this is why the diversification of what you do from a marketing perspective is so important. Now, I know that many of you are on here and you're like, Michael, just get to the point. I just want to get to command and I want to learn how to do these campaigns. You might be missing the point, because if there is no substance, it does not matter how much money you're going to throw behind it, right? So I just want to be very frank and forward about that. So there is our marketing aspect in terms of our method and our message. Now I want to talk a little bit about video, and I do promise the second half of our time together is 100% dedicated to in the nitty-gritty of command, how to use campaigns, and to answer any of those questions that you have. The second half of talking about video, we have known for many years, Google has told us that by 2021, about 80% of the content that we consume is going to be in video format. Well, COVID has shown us that that has been expedited to now. Everything is in video format. If you are on social media, you are seeing that there is a multimedia way that people want to interpret or to receive information. So there is video, which includes audio, and it includes a visual component. There are subtitles, and the subtitles are largely there because most people are watching videos either in the bathroom or at work when they're not supposed to. And so they're reading the subtitles because they can't actually have the audio part on. Or if you're someone like me, I might scroll through my timeline, I might see a video, it might grab my interest, and then I will click to unmute so that I can then start to listen to what's going on. I don't necessarily want to be inundated by audio every time I move through my timeline. So it's important to understand how someone is using their social media to get in front of them. But with video, video is able to show people who you are as a human being, right? Your JCPenney headshot photo, although very pretty, is not going to show them your personality. I want to work with someone I know, like, and trust, or I want to work with someone who is like me. They either look like me, they have similar experiences, I feel a connection to that person. It's very difficult to find a connection to a 1-inch by 1-inch thumbnail on a postcard. So video is wildly impactful, and we're seeing that in multiple industries. And with real estate being a little bit antiquated, we are seeing some people who have completely adopted video, and we're seeing others that are slowly starting to get there. So if you're the person who thinks to yourself, oh, well, Michael, I can't get on video. I don't like the way that I look. Or Michael, I hate the way that I sound when I'm on video. Well, then we've got a challenge. You've got two options. You can either change, meaning you can change the way that your body looks, or you could spend thousands of dollars to have a vocal coach maybe drop your voice or raise your voice or make it more resonant, which it might not do any of those things. Or you can get over it. Just going to pause there, right? You can either change the way that you look, change the things that you don't like about yourself, or you can get over it. Because the one thing that you cannot do is you cannot not be on video. It's so important, especially today when we can't interact. For so many of you that say, you know, Michael, I'm not really a phone person, I'm a people person. When I get in front of someone, I really connect, and that's where I shine. That's called video, right? In a society where we are not constantly seeing one another and we're not physically able to be there for a kinesthetic, we still need to be able to fill that void to a certain extent through video. So you creating meaningful, impactful videos that are letting people have an insight on who you are as a person, what you do in this industry, and how you can be effective is wildly, wildly important. I talk about the principle of thirds when talking about real estate or your social media page. So when talking about social media campaigns, you can either do a social media campaign to people you do not know based on their interests or their geographic location or a combination of the two. Or you can do advertising to people who already know you, already like you, already trust you, or they are friends or friends of friends, right? Those are the two kind of avenues that we can go when it comes to doing our advertising with social media. So there is a narrative that's going to be to people you do know, and then there's going to be a narrative that you're going to have for people that you just don't know yet. And so we want to be very intentional around what that looks like, and going back into, before I give them everything, I want some kind of currency exchange. And I'm going to show you examples of how we've done this in the past for our personal team, and how that's yielded some leads for us. So what I would love from you that are on here right now is, I just want to pause for a moment, and I want to know in the comments, put down what has been meaningful for you so far, right? We've been together now for about 18 minutes or so. I want to know what from what I'm saying is resonating. What am I saying is something that is either meaningful to you or you would like clarity on before we get in kind of the step-by-step portion that goes into command. So these can be ahas, these can be takeaways, or these can be clarifying questions. Please, let's do 2 or 3 of those. And as we're doing that, then we can get into the specifics of that next step. But I promise you, I will not move on until I get some feedback from you. So go ahead and put that in there in the comments for me, please. Yeah, so Les said that video is a must. I don't know if that is news to you, not news to you, or you just needed to double down on that, but absolutely. It is from that perspective. John said, must get up to speed on videos with text overs. The great news about that is that Facebook actually auto-generates some subtitles, which can be good, cannot be good, because it never fully understands the words that we're saying, but it can be helpful to a certain extent. Silvio said, building a narrative, which you can do through video. A narrative is more than just a message. Absolutely. Think Disney, right? Think any of these great storytelling companies. Think of Apple, think of Nike, think of these companies that have there's this line that runs. It's a tethering line that runs through their entire narrative as a company. Think of Ritz-Carlton. They're telling a narrative. It's not just these little spurts of open house, just listed, just sold, open house, thank you client, testimonial, boom. What story are you telling besides the fact that you go to work? There has to be a narrative that's deeper than that. So thank you. I really appreciate that was your takeaway, Silvio. Let's see. Amanda says the importance of videos. Kathy, just a reiteration of method and message. I know that is not news to Kathy. She's been with Keller Williams for quite some time, so that's very familiar. And good. So I just want to make sure that if you are constantly curious about what that looks like, how can you be working on your messaging, your narrative, I'm more than happy to sit down with you and have a quick consultation on what that story is, maybe where some barriers are for you or where you're having some roadblocks, and see if we can't move through that together. Okay. So now what I'd like to do is I'm actually going to walk you through getting into the paid campaign portion of Command. And then I'm going to show you an example of something that we've done. And if time permits, I'm going to be able to show you how to do a landing page that can be helpful for this. And then we will wrap up with questions and ahas. All right? Okay. So we're going to get right into it. I'm actually going to back up. So I'm already here in terms of mine. So first and foremost, you want to go to agent.kw.com. Well, let me go ahead and, you're going to sign in. If you're not already signed in, we definitely want to do that. Looks like I've got some birthdays that I need to follow up on for some people in our sphere. On the left side, you'll see that there are all of these icons, right? There are roughly 12 right now that we have access to. And so you're going to want to scroll down to the one that says campaigns. So we're going to click on campaigns, and then this can be everything from email, direct mail, social media, paid ads. All of these things can be there, right? However, I'm going to be going to the paid ad campaign portion of this. So in the paid ad campaigns, we can actually see that there are a couple of the ones that we've done, right? So right here, this is a listing that the team has over in Tampa. We ran this ad for 10 days. We can see that the cost per impression was about $23.36 per 1,000 impressions. Our cost per click, so it cost us about 27 cents per click because we got about 112 clicks. From those clicks, we yielded 21 leads, of which those leads cost us an average of $1.43 per lead. You can see that we did a total ad budget of $30 over the course of those 10 days. So we're averaging about $3 a day, right? And so as you can see, what we do is we actually are doing the attracting buyers aspect. That's one of the things that we do, which can be helpful and is one that can help you generate more leads because we're finding that is the one that has the most attraction. Now, if you're looking to attract listings, just know that you're going to have less clicks. And for me, I would rather sort through buyers and see if buyers have to sell, especially if we're using this tool to attract the buyers for Torrent, right, specifically. So I'm actually going to show you one of the ones that we did. This one on 1519 Linwood Drive. Again, we had 10 days. Our cost per 1,000 impressions was about $15.73. We had 221 clicks, which is an average of 14 cents. Our cost per lead capture was $1.11. And this is really where we're getting at, right? So I'm actually going to show you this one that we've already created, and then I will actually do the step-by-steps of how to create a new campaign. So just as if I was going to create a new campaign, I'm going to click. It's going to bring me in, and it's going to field through a couple questions. Now, I'm going to stop screen share here for a moment and just have a conversation. One of the things that's very important through this process is to understand that one of the strategies that I really recommend is something that is the teaser video, right? So I believe in video wholeheartedly, but as I told you before, I want us to have a teaser video, so you see maybe 5 seconds or 7 seconds of a video that's going to capture your attention, and then we have to make sure that there's a currency exchange. So what I'm going to show you is that we actually created a smaller video, a short video, an intro video, or a teaser video, whatever you want to call it, that is instructing people to take action, right? Remember, call to action. And then that's going to lead them to the actual thing that they wanted for that currency exchange. And I know that that sounds like all vague, but I'm about to show you step by step what I'm talking about. Okay, so the name of this campaign was 1519 Linwood Drive. That was a listing that the team had that actually closed last month. Our goal is to attract buyers, but you can see that you can change and pick whether you want to advertise a listing, you want to attract listings, you want to attract talent. For us, we wanted to attract buyers, right? That was what was important to us. So we're going to save that name and the goal. We had the listing. However, if you wanted to change the listing, you could pick all listings. So this will show you that there's more than 4 million listings that you can choose from, all different things. So if you're doing an open house, if you're holding an open house, or if you're planning on advertising a listing that is not yours, that's okay, right? So I can sort by property address if I know the property address. I can sort by MLS number if I know the MLS number, or I can sort by agent. So let's say that I know John is doing an open house for Stacy Allen, and he's going to be doing that this Saturday, right? So we're able to actually see that, first of all, we know that there's going to be more than one Stacy Allen. However, we can see that she has one lease listing for $3,200. She also has a Palma del Mar listing that was listed on the 11th, and this one is for $300,000. So I can absolutely, if this is the one, let's say that I'm doing the open house, or that John's doing the open house for this weekend, he could click the select button, and that would be his listing. And actually what I will do when I'm going in and creating the advertisement, like I'm talking about, John, I'll use you as a guinea pig for that open house that I know that you're doing this weekend, right? So now I want to change possibly the text. So the text actually is going to pull from the MLS. It's going to say this 4-bedroom, 2-bath home features brand new hardwood flooring, brand new kitchen, large backyard, and over 17,000 square feet of living space. Message us today for your private tour. The headline could be virtual tour. For the description, which there's nothing there, I can eliminate this, and maybe for the description, you'll also see that there is some help, right? So it says, keep your text short, clear, and to the point to get your message across. Talk about any exciting landmarks or amenities nearby. And then here, make sure that it says the text cannot contain misleading content that implies personal attributes, adult, or political content. So maybe for the description, are you, oops, let's do in English. Are you looking for, I can't type. Clearwater home for under 250,000. Click the link below, right? So I can do that. That's going to be the short description that's there. I'm going to save my ad text, right? We can already see the preview of what it looks like over here. Now my ad media, this is what's really important. So this is your teaser video. This is not the full video. If you do a full video, this goes back to Silvio's point. That will be brand awareness. That's going to be a commercial. There is no currency exchange. So don't be upset if you post a 3-minute open house video and you get 0 leads. So of course you're going to get 0 leads. They have nothing to click on. There's no reason to give you their contact information because you gave everything away on the front end. So we have our video. You can upload videos, right? You can add images. You can choose some pictures from the listing itself, right? And if the listing is in the MLS, it's automatically going to show you some of the pictures that are here, right? That you already have in the MLS. So you can pick that if you wanted to do pictures. We like video. I also like pictures, and pictures can sort through The ad campaign that I'm going to do for John, in terms of that example, if we get to it, I'm going to be doing not with video, but just with pictures. So for those of you that might not have a video set up for maybe an open house this weekend, but you don't want to waste any time, I will be able to show you that. So we're going to save that ad video, and I'm actually going to show you what that teaser video looks like, right? So see if it'll let me do it. This is the quick teaser of what was done. This is the preview that someone is going to see.
Are you looking for a 4-bedroom Clearwater home for under $250,000? Click the link below to watch our full virtual tour.
Right. So it shows the team, and again, if you want to see it as how it would look in someone's digital format of what they have going on, it's going to look like this, right?
Are you looking for a 4-bedroom Clearwater home for under $250,000? Click the link below to watch our full virtual tour.
So that's the quick video, right? And so then when they click on the Learn More button, that's actually what's going to take them to the landing page. And that's what we're going to talk about. So the page that's set up, right, I have a ton of pages. We want to make sure that it's for our business page. So if you have a real estate business page, you are going to need one in order to be able to do campaigns in Command. You're not going to be able to just do it from your personal account. It absolutely is going to have to be a business page. Do not use a site or landing page for this one. We want to use the Facebook lead generation form. We can change the button, right? So it could say sign up. As you can see here, it's changing in our preview. I could do apply now. But what's most applicable is to learn more about this particular listing. So when they click on the Learn More button, that's actually going to take them here to the landing page. And so if I didn't want this landing page, you'll notice that we, as a team, we have actually built multiple landing pages, whether it's about downloading our app, finding out how much your home is worth, and then actual things specific to a listing. We find that no one wants to go and just click on our generic website. If they're clicking on this button, it's not because they want to know me or that they want to know Torn or they want to know Doug. They're clicking because they liked the house, they liked what we said, and that's exactly what they want to go to. So before you kind of bait and switch them with information that they don't care about, we want to make sure that we are giving them relevant information as well. So when someone clicks on the Learn More button, right, you just saw that video of Doug saying, are you looking for a 4-bedroom, 2-bath Clearwater home for under $250,000? Click on the link below, right? Because we also know the format of how the timeline is set up. We're going to point at the button below us. Click on the link below to learn more. So that button is then going to take them to this landing page, which takes you less than, honestly, 5 minutes to build out. We're able to embed the video so that they can actually watch the full virtual tour. Right, and so I'm just going to give you a sample of what that looks like.
Hi there, I'm Doug Parton with the Coastal Lead Group of Keller Williams Realty St. Pete. Check out our newest listing at 1519 Linwood Drive.
So you get the idea. And the point here is that in a time like COVID, when not many people are going to a physical open house, this is a really great way of capturing people who are interested, understanding what's going on, and are able to actually do a walkthrough. I do believe that video, right, videography for real estate, because of COVID, has now made this the new normal. You don't just do video for your expensive luxury listings. If you are being hired as a listing agent, in my opinion, in today's market, the video is so important, especially if it's a good looking listing, right? So it's going to take them. Our branding is consistent. The message is there. The coloring is there. The font is there. Everything that we do is consistent. So understanding that that video is embedded. Afterwards, we have an opportunity for them to download our app if they want information about our app. We actually learned this from the first one that we did, of where we had a video and only the video on the landing page. And a woman actually said to Torrin that he spoke to, she says, you know, I really like the video, but I wanted to look at the pictures. So again, I'm going to be able to show you how to do this landing page. And you can actually see that this is going to give them all the details, the square footage, the bedrooms, the bathrooms. This looks like a highly polished website that, again, is just automatically dragging and pulling together so that we can do it at a high level in very little time. No one knows that this only took you 5 minutes. It might make them feel like you've spent all day, especially your clients, right? So now someone can go through, they can sort through, they can look at all the pictures, and then where it is on the map. And then lastly, if they want to follow up with us, they absolutely can. However, we have already captured their contact information when they clicked the Learn More button, right? So it's very, very important to understand this natural flow. You see my point about currency exchange? I am going to give you a little teaser. You're going to click the Learn More button. Now you get the goods. And since you're getting the goods, I get your contact information, which means that my team can follow up with you. We can assist you. We can then make sure that you are just not a ninja that is sitting at 11 o'clock at night scrolling through Zillow and nobody knows how to help you. Our team can't do anything for you. This is the big disconnect that a lot of people have when they use social media ads and say, well, why aren't we having great conversion? First and foremost, and again, I'm talking about John a lot because I literally just had a meeting with John right before this class, is that when talking to John, is understanding that social media or online leads, right, people that you don't know, that find your stuff, that stumble upon you, have a conversion rate of 1 to 3%, which means that I have to generate 100 leads to hope to close 1 to 3 deals from those 100 leads, which is why it's so important to keep our costs per lead down as cost effective as possible. It doesn't hurt me to spend $111, right, to yield 100 leads. It doesn't bother me to do that because I know that I'm able to do that for every $100 or $111 that I spend. If that's my average, I'm getting myself one step closer to that conversion, which is why it takes so long. And understanding that it doesn't mean, okay, I put $100 into the casino machine, I'm supposed to hit a jackpot. And every time I put $100 in, I'm supposed to hit the jackpot. It doesn't work that way. That's why the money is in the follow-up, and we're going to build out at a later date, not during this class, we're going to talk about smart plans and how you can be automatically kind of setting people up on a drip campaign so that when they are ready, you're capturing more than what you could just do yourself. So I'm going to pause there before we go into going step-by-step through creating a new campaign. And I want some general feedback, takeaways from what you've seen so far. In case you're wondering, I cannot read your mind, so I need it to be in the chat box. Okay, Kathy really loves the teaser video and the importance of the teaser video in terms of that currency exchange. Awesome, thank you, Kathy. What else? So John said that it looks powerful. Looking forward to mastering, absolutely. And so one of the things that is great about the investment in video or the investment in doing some of this marketing is it is a direct correlation, again, to what Silvio was saying, of building brand reputation. So do I want to be the brand that does great video? Do I want to be the brand that does okay video? What is it specifically that I want to be known for, and make sure that that's what's happening, right? Yvette said, so you're embedding a separate website page. That is correct. So I will actually show you. We'll build the landing page first, and then we'll plug it into that new campaign because I think it'll flow a little faster. John, if you could do me a favor, go ahead and put in the address of the listing that you're going to be doing the open house for this weekend. That'll be helpful. Give me one more aha for those that are the participants that are in here. Go ahead and give me one more aha for you from being able to watch this teaser video and this virtual open house walkthrough before I actually show you how to build the landing page and then moving into creating your very own new campaign. So give me one more aha and then we'll keep moving. Thank you, John, for the address. And for all of those people that type 12 words per minute, we're waiting on you to give me one more aha. Just as a reminder, for those of you that might be new to Keller Williams or new to the way that Keller Williams University and the way that we teach, is that AHA actually stands for Agents Helping Agents. And so understanding that someone else that's here participating with you might have missed something that was very meaningful to you. You might be able to phrase it in a different way that is going to have an impact on someone else who's in this room that maybe they didn't pick up on the way that I delivered that message. So when I'm asking for ahas, it's not a pat on the back for me on what did you learn. It really is to solidify what was meaningful for you and also to make sure that we have a better learning experience for everyone that's here, right? And so Steve says that he really liked the download my app below the video portion. Okay, awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and screen share again. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go away from this particular landing page. I'll minimize for a moment. This particular landing page, and then we're gonna go into our command again, right? So if you scroll down on your tab, and you'll actually see that there's a consumer tab. The consumer tab is where websites are built. It's where your landing pages are built. It's where a lot of these things can happen. So if I want to build a new landing page, which is what we want to do, so we want to create a new page, we want a standalone page, because this is just for that open house, right? I need to go to my chat real quick and get that address. So from John, the one that he's doing, this landing page is going to be called 6372 Palma Del Mar. We're going to just say virtual open house. Right? And so I'm going to keep that there. And now immediately we're going to go into building the website. So we have our branded header. And since I don't have a video, John doesn't have a video for this one just yet, although I would encourage you, John, to go and do a teaser video, right? Hi, this is John with Keller Williams Realty. I'm standing in front of our newest listing, 6372 Palma del Mar in the beautiful Isla del Sol community. We're actually going to be doing an open house this Saturday from 12 to 3, yada, 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 whatever your script is going to be. Click on the link below to see a full virtual tour of this house. Or click on the link below to see further details about this beautiful condominium. Or, you know, and you can play around with this. There needs to be a call to action that's going to make them want to click on the picture. So you doing a quick teaser video as someone scrolls through your timeline and says, hey, look, it's John. What's John saying? Oh, John has a new listing in the Isla del Sol community, and it's only 300,000. Wow, let's go click to find out more. Are you looking for a beach community condominium for under $300,000 or under $500,000? I have the perfect unit for you. Click on the link below to learn more. Again, it just needs to be 5 seconds, 7 seconds. You can drive right in front of the Isla del Sol, sign, do your video, get back in the car, and then the rest is this landing page. The point is that you need to be incorporating video as much as possible. Again, Google said that by 2021, 80% of the content that we consume is going to be in video format. That is false. Today, now 80% of what we consume is in video, so we absolutely need you to do that. So I put in my header. I'm now going to put in the listing itself. It's going to allow me to configure the widget in a moment once I actually have. So you'll see Once you're happy with the layout, you can tailor your widgets, and that's where it's actually going to pull in this particular listing. Maybe to Steve's point, Steve liked the download my app. And so since it's already built for you, right, you're able to actually plug that right in. We're going to make sure that it's in the format that I want. There's my download the app. Maybe I want to give them a market snapshot of this particular neighborhood, right? So I'm going to put the market snap. So now there's a market snapshot. Maybe I want the market snapshot to be just below maybe I want the market snapshot to be just below the actual listing itself, right? So I can do that. I can move it up. And then afterwards, maybe I want to put testimonials, or maybe I just want to put the lead form, right? And this is an opportunity that if they have more conversation or they're interested, they can absolutely download more information, right? So let's say that I'm good with this. Now I want to configure my widgets. So I don't need to worry about my header. My header is pretty good. It's already there. So, but if I wanted to change the header, so maybe I wanted it to say 6372 Palma del Mar. Let's see, and I need the actual unit number. So I'm going to save that. I've got the picture. I've got the business phone number, right? So I'm going to save that. We're good with that. And now we can see that it's updating. I've got my information. I'm going to go down to the listing, right? So now I'm going to browse listings based on the property address, right? I know that it's 6372 Palma. See, we get what we're looking for, right? So we're looking at our information. We're seeing what's here. Of course, there's other people that are here, not just with KW, right? So we're able to keep going and do Palma del Mar. Apparently, Deborah is killing it in this particular neighborhood, right? So we're able to go through, kind of keep moving through, and you can find the property. We're going to do let's see. I'm doing something different. Oh, 401. Thank you. So that would be why. And of course, we can go back and we can edit, right? So we can do all of those things. Just for the sake of time, because I'm not, did I type in something else wrong? Yeah. Nope, we're good. Okay, so with this, right, we can go through, let's just say for time that this is the one that I want. So it's automatically going to update, right? Save and apply. This is the one that we have. And so it's automatically going to update, right, with this particular unit. But let's see if maybe if I do it this way. It pops up for me. Interesting, because we saw it on the one before. All right, so we're just going to continue on for a moment here. and we'll come back and play with it in a little bit, right? So we have the listing that we wanted. The downloading the app is my app, right? So going through and making sure that downloading the app, it gives them information. The button says download app, and then this is automatically your app, right? That's the app that you're going to have. The market snap, we do not actually want Austin, right? Surprisingly enough, we do not want Austin. We are wanting this particular area, right? And want to make sure that we have that. So let's just say that here, oops. Let's save and apply. Let's see what 33707, right? We're going to be pulling this particular area, scrolling through, and then we can see what's popping up, right? With this market snap that's already built into the landing page, they can now see that there's 127 active listings, 119 pending. The average listing price is $370,769. Average sold price is $278, right? So this is also very impactful when you're talking to sellers. You know, oh, well, you know, the neighbor down the street listed their property for $370, so we think we should be listed at $375. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, did you know that for the units that are selling right now, not just the ones that people are putting on the market, but for the ones that are selling, the average sold price is about $90,000 less than what you're thinking about putting it on the market. This is really helpful to have these things built in because they're already there, right? So we can save and apply, we're good. So I can actually publish that page if I'm good and I'm ready to go with everything that I've done with this particular one, even though I need to go back through and edit. So nope, we're gonna go to so now I've created that landing page, right? So with that landing page being created, I already know what it's called. I know what it is. I'm able to go into my campaigns. And then just as you kind of watched me go through with the one that I had already done, I'm going to click, what do I want? Well, I want a social media ad campaign. I want to attract buyers. My campaign name, right, is 6372 Palma Virtual Open House, or we could just say open house, right? Where do I want the campaign to run? I want it to run on my Facebook. So now we're going to click on the ad itself, right? I'm going to do based on Stacy. I don't know why it's going to show up here, but not over there when we were doing this. Oh, maybe that's why. Oh, okay, John. So John's saying that it didn't show up. Maybe it was just a delay. Okay. So this is the listing, right? This is actually Stacy's picture. So we have that listing itself. Now, is this the information? Looking for a diamond in the rough? You have found an incredible opportunity to own a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom with $1 million views and to make it your own. Need some TLC, but once done, it will be the way that you want it. Well, I might not actually want that with my social media advertising. I might just want it, you can make it your own, right? Click to see virtual tour. Right, and again here, are you looking for a beautiful beachside condo for under a link below to see. Put my language in there. As you can see, it's popping up here in the language, so I can save the ad text. my ad media. So this is the image that it has right now. If I want to add more images, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to look and see, are there some pictures that are going to be helpful? Well, that looks like that's going to be helpful, right? So I'm going to pick that one to show people, look, it has a water view. That's going to be picture number 2. And maybe I'm going to find one more, depending on how great the inside looks. And as you can see, it's going to kind of move through the ones that you have. See? And you can pick and choose, but like I would want probably that one. And since I don't have to follow the guidelines of the MLS with my social media advertising, then I can take this water view and I can make it the primary shot, right? So as people are working through, it has my DVA. I'm able to keep it where I want it. I'm going to save. Now I'm going to configure my ad. So do I want them to learn more? Yes. I'm using the, oh, I got to click on my page, right? So you're going to go to your business page, right? Then we're going to choose the landing page that we wanted. So the one that we just created was the 6372 Palma del Mar one. So we already have it that when someone clicks learn more, they're going to be able to go to that landing page that we just created. I can either target my database or, and this is going to allow me to search through my custom tags or create an audience, right? However, in order to do this, you're going to need for your sphere, when you're adding people to your database, you're going to need to link their Facebook profile to their actual database, right? I had a conversation with an agent who recently joined us named Ken Jones. And as you can imagine, there are a ton of Ken Joneses. Well, Facebook doesn't know which Ken Jones you're trying to get in front of, which is why if you're trying to actually target your database, then you're going to do that. Since I want to do a custom audience, I want them to be people near St. Pete, Florida. The lowest that I can go is a radius of 15 miles. And I'm going to add some interests, some things that people are looking for. So as you can imagine, if someone is thinking about buying a property, they're probably looking on places like Zillow. They're probably looking on places like Trulia. They're probably trying to get ideas for interior design on what they want to do with their new home, right? So I'm going to take those. Maybe they're also looking on realtor.com. So now I can take that information. And so now I'm taking someone who lives in St. Pete within a 15-mile radius of this listing. And it's someone who is actively looking on Zillow, actively looking on Trulia, looking for things on maybe House or Pinterest or interior design. So I'm pulling all of those things. Now, it's not your job to know that they're searching these things. Facebook, since people allow them to accept cookies and other things, Facebook is actually tracking users. So when they're on Google or when they're on their Zillow app, it actually triggers to Facebook that this is where this person is looking. And so that would be one of those people that you should connect with, right? Or that this ad should get in front of. So we're going to save that Facebook ad. And now we're going to do the duration. So they actually recommend that you do a 10-day campaign with a budget of $1 per channel. And so if you wanted this advertisement on, say, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, that would be 3 channels. I just like to do $3 on one channel because apparently I like to throw money away. Thus far, it's worked for me. If I can keep my leads under $1.50 a piece, I really don't care. As soon as it gets more than that, then I'm going to maybe drop my budget or increase my budget, right? So when do I want this to start? Well, I want it to start tomorrow, and maybe I want it to go for a week, because even though the physical open house might be this weekend, I can have a virtual open house running for 10 days, right? I can set my budget, I can do whatever I need to do, I can save my duration and my budget, and now the last thing that I need to do is just to publish the campaign. Or if I wanted to, I could save it as a draft. So I would click the publish campaign, it would go into review to make sure that it's not breaking any laws or breaking any policies, and then that would be published. As soon as it's published, yes, I'm going to leave. Once it's published, then you will actually go back to your campaigns tab. and then you're going to click on the paid campaigns button, and that's going to show you all of your campaigns that are both active and in the past. And that's where you can start to see the leads coming in and how much money you've spent, the cost per clicks, cost per impressions, all of those wonderful things. Okay, so that was a lot of information that we did in an hour. I want to know big takeaways. In this last hour, we've talked about the 2 M's of marketing, our messaging and our methods. We have talked about the power and the importance of video. You've been able to watch through and see how our team has been able to do things of creating teaser videos so that we have that currency exchange, giving someone that landing page, showing you how to create a landing page for an upcoming listing or a listing that you're doing an open house or a virtual open house for, and then how to step-by-step go through and build out a campaign. That's a lot in an hour. And what I would love, again, is 3 ahas. What were some big takeaways? What do you plan to put into your business this next week? And then we'll get out of here. So go ahead and put that in the chat box for me, please. Okay, so for David Roman was saying doing that little 7 to 10 second teaser video was something that was impactful. That's something that he wants to do. Kathy Stam said using the landing pages as an opportunity to capture leads and to provide value. Absolutely. John, going to make a video this afternoon, see if he can make it happen for that open house on that Palma del Mar listing that we had. Absolutely. I'm really glad that you've been able to find some of those things. Silvio said that he's run ads on Facebook itself, but this seems easier and more outreach on multiple channels. I agree. Keller Williams has a partnership with Facebook, as you can imagine. Hey, listen, we got 180,000 people that would all like to use your stuff. Keller Williams doesn't take any profit from the marketing that you do using Command. So dollar for dollar, that money that you're putting into your marketing budget goes immediately into the advertising dollars that you're putting into those channels, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. So really great point, Silvio. Thank you all very much for spending the last hour with me. I hope that this was helpful for you. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out to me. If you want to be able to watch this again, it has been recorded. It will be posted on YouTube. I actually did a version of this class on May 31st, I believe, May 30th or May 31st, that is already on our KW Chadwick group YouTube channel. You can absolutely watch that. In the interim, there was a little bit different conversations, but overall the topics were the same. And this should be posted on that channel within the next week as well. Thank you all very much. I hope you have a wonderful day. And if I do not see you this afternoon, then I will see you next week. Take care.